We live in a world drenched in the cult of youth. The message coming at us all the time, from every angle, is that younger is better and that aging is a bad thing. That growing older will ruin our lives instead of enriching them. This toxic view of aging harms all of us, whatever age we are, because, after all, we're all aging. We're all growing older all the time. And the cult of youth makes us feel bad about doing that. These days, we're living better for longer than ever before in human history. And yet, have we ever felt more miserable about growing older? The very idea of aging elicits fear, shame, guilt, disgust, and a lot of denial. Ageism is also a self-fulfilling prophecy. Studies show that worshiping youth and denigrating aging makes you age less well. You're more likely to suffer from cognitive and physical decline. You're more likely to develop dementia. You're even more likely to die younger. So, holding ageist views, embracing a toxic view of growing older, embracing the cult of youth, is the ultimate act of self-harm. The central myth about aging is that it's all about loss and decline. That after a certain point, every birthday makes you less attractive, less healthy, less happy, less productive, less creative, less open-minded, less able to learn, less useful, less romantic, less sexual, less yourself, and more lonely. The time has come to redefine aging for the 21st century, to create a whole new narrative around growing older, a narrative that is richer, more nuanced, more honest, and more optimistic. That means accepting that as we grow older, some things will change that we won't like. There will be downsides. But at the same time, many things will actually stay the same as we age. And on the other side of the equation, some things are even going to get better. There are many upsides to aging that we never hear about. We only discover them when we get a little older ourselves. One example is happiness. Across the world, people tend to report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction after about the age of 55. We also, as we grow older, tend to become more confident, more sure of ourselves, more comfortable in our own skin. We worry less about what other people think of us, and that frees us up to drop the stuff that doesn't matter and focus on the things that really light us up, that really mean something to us. We also, as we age, tend to forge stronger social relationships and bonds, which of course is the cornerstone of a life well lived and human happiness. Even in the workplace, productivity usually goes up in jobs that require social skills because those get better as we get older. We also get better at seeing the big picture, at weighing multiple viewpoints, and at spotting details and patterns that allow us to unlock solutions to difficult problems. You know, it's maybe not surprising that companies that use suggestion boxes report that more good ideas come from older staff and that the best ideas tend to come from the over 55s. Even creativity. People can go on being immensely creative all the way through their lives, and some forms of creativity actually rely on two things that only aging can confer: time and experience. One way we can all join the battle against ageism is to check our language, to stop using expressions like senior moment, wrong side of 40, feeling my age, showing my age. Every language in the world has them. Expressions that reinforce the myth that aging is all about decline. So think about the language you use. Pinpoint expressions that play into that cult of youth and stop using them. Find other ways to say whatever it is you want to say. A revolution is coming in the workplace. The old way of doing things, where we put 4 decades or so into a job and then suddenly, at the age of 65, just stopped everything forever, doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't fit in a world where people are living better for longer than ever before. I think the idea of a fixed automatic retirement age probably needs to go. We need now something much more open, personalized, and fluid and free. Why? Because more and more of us are going to be able to carry on working beyond 65, deep, deep, deep into later life. We're going to need to carry on working to support ourselves economically. And maybe most important of all, many of us are going to want to carry on being active, productive, connected members of society rather than sitting around a pool sipping drinks or playing golf. This is going to require huge seismic changes in the way we run financial markets, the workplace, everything. But if we get it right, it can be an immense, luminous opportunity for all of us to live better, longer lives. We'll know that we've won the battle against ageism when any of us can stand up and say out loud in public our age, how old we are, with no fear of being stereotyped, discriminated against, or judged on the basis of that number.